Okay. I probably shouldn't call it Scrapbook Simple because that's what's not happening. We're here. I am. Everybody come back into this one and let's hope the restart does it for us. I think we're good. Sorry to make it so confusing tonight. Facebook says I'm live. Okay, good. I think we're okay. So let me know when you're here. I shut down Facebook on my computer, so I'm not looking at that. And I'm giving it a second for people to get here. I am going to start. It will be recorded. It will be okay. I'm sorry that this is getting Janie, good. I feel better. Yeah, I don't know. This was software. This wasn't power. Hi, Rena. Yay. I'm glad this is working. Hey, Penny. Well, you know, the second time's the charm. The first time I was here, I was only here for moments. Now I'm back. So good to see you, Penny. All right, so we are going to scrapbook with our Cricut, which is what we're all about here. And for a while, I was just saying that we use simples, but I realized that we don't just use simples. We use a lot of Cricut-y things. So, anywho, Bonnie, yay, you're here. You're here. Yes, you are here. Tammy, you found us. Good job. All right, so let me show you a couple things first, and then we're going to get right into it. First thing I want to do is bring you to show you where you're going to find what you want to find. I haven't done this in a bit, but I am offering a free simple tonight for you to get started if you've not. No, Penny, you're good. We don't know anybody anything. Nope. Oh, even Steven. Hey, Lana, good. Okay, so I have a free one for you tonight. If you are just seeing me pop into your feed, we've got a lot of new friends, people that haven't really seen us before. I am all about scrapbooking, but I am not about measuring. I am not about trying to make sure everything that I have enough of this and enough of that. I love my photos double matted. I love my Cricut. So I came up with a way to combine them all together, all my favorite things, kind of like sweet and sour. So let me bring you to the blog, which is super easy to find. It's just karamiller.com, right? When you get there, tonight you're going to want to go into the Scrapping with Cricut SVGs. And when you click on that, you'll see the store. Click on View Store. Let me get this out of your way. And when you get in here, you'll see all kinds of options, different things. But what you want for the free one, if you don't already have it, is this one. Now, if you're thinking after you try it that you really like it, this is a great deal right here. You get 10 different simples, one page. And if you click on it, it will show you what they all look like. You can see them all. Later this week, I'll be showing you more and more of them used in layouts so that you can see. But tonight, this is the one you're going to want. You're going to want the free one. You can go in and grab it anytime you want. You download it, and then you're going to bring it into Design Space. Okay? All right, so we go into Design Space, and I have already uploaded it. Remember, with SVGs, you save them to your computer. You have to remember where. And then you go into Upload. You upload the image, so it's going to say browse. Where did you keep it? Mine's right here. It's looking in my computer for it. Nowhere in Design Space. That's what it looks like, and we say upload. Now I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to bring it to the canvas. So now I want to show you a few things. First thing I'm going to do is bring you down to my desk. And this is what the toolkit looks like. It comes like this. They come with these blue, and some of them have brown coating on them. Comes in a little packet. When you order the toolkit, you're then going to want to pair that with a pair of long bladed scissors. These kind, not these kind. These. All right. It just makes it easier. This toolkit fits all simples. You can tell that it's really hard to see on this, right? They're clear, they're acrylic, but they fit all the spaces on all the simples, okay? Tonight we are using this, which is a 3x4. You notice I don't really tell you the measurements because I hate that part. But they're designed to go with just regular 4x6 photos. I use a new HP Sprocket printer. Hey, Kathy. And it's similar to the Selfie. I had an older Selfie and I couldn't really update the software anymore, and it was really frustrating. I couldn't get the sizing right. So I decided to try this because I have an HP printer as well. I've been happy with it. All right, so that simple that I showed you right there, this is what it looks like when it's cut out. Let me bring it over here so that you can see. This is what it looks like when Cricut cuts it out. When you have worked on the photos, you will put them on here after you use your cropping tool and you crop your photos. They will then fit these exactly. So I want to talk a little bit about what do you do with the layout. I've been talking to you over the last few weeks that I have been finding if I choose a simple and my layout and what I want, I can then go with the photos, because you know what? I probably have a photo for everything. I have way more photos than I have simples and paper, which sounds insane, but that's how many photos I have. So for me, I'm finding the process works a little bit easier and a little less daunting if I start with this, then I add my paper. I've now coordinated my shadow with my pattern paper, and I'm all set. Now I can start to build my layout the way you would build a pizza. You start with a crust, you add the sauce and the mozzarella, and then you just go to town, right? So first thing I'm going to do is take off, I am using Close to My Heart pattern paper. This is from Sawyer, which, as Kathy and I agree, we love this pattern. It's really fun. So I'm going to take the trimmer. All Close to My Heart paper, pattern paper, comes with what they call a zip strip. That's this little extra strip that coordinates with the paper. All the papers in the pack. It's great for a little border or a little tag or a little embellishment. Both sides are great, but I'm going to go with this side today. Whoops. And I am notorious for not going all the way to the edge, especially on camera. So I had to fix my little zip strip. I didn't quite do it right. You notice it didn't mess this up at all. So it's not like it's a big deal. Okay, so this is going to be my background paper. And this, whoops, come here. This is my simple with my shadow, right? Okay, I'm good. So now I can start to look for my photos. If you've been following my Facebook stories and my my blog post, you know that it was Mimi's sleepover weekend. I have 5 grandchildren, all live close to me, but we don't do sleepovers a lot because they live close to me. My 3 granddaughters, the 2 older ones have been here for 2 sleepovers in their lives. Grace is 6, Lucy is 4, and Rose is now 6 months, almost 7. But Mom and Dad were going to a wedding out of town, and so they came here, and we had an overnight. I did raise 5 children, but it's been a long time, and I haven't had a baby in a really long time. So we're good. I made it. It's Monday. I'm still here. I did call in reinforcements. My other daughter came and helped out too. But these are photos from Mimi Sleepover. So that's what this layout is going to be about. Now, there's way more than 3 photos. But I'm going to start with my 3 favorites. I printed 6, because you never know. And I'm sure there'll be another layout that goes with it. So the topic of this layout is going to be Mimi Sleepover. I want to show you how I used Cricut to add to this, even though this is a simple. All right, so let me bring you into Design Space. So it's Mimi Sleepover. So I decided I was going to go look in the Cricut images. Oh yeah, in the Cricut images, and I'm going to type in sleepover. Now I could have just used text and written sleepover, but I thought, well, let's see what Cricut's got. So I grabbed this and I brought it in. Okay, cool. I need to zoom out a little bit. Now, the first thing I do when I bring a simple into the picture is I go over to shapes and I add myself a 12 by 12. Now, there are templates within Design Space, but I like this because I can change its color. I can move it around. It gives me more flexibility. The thing to remember though, notice there's a little warning that popped up here. That warning is because the Cricut Maker or Explorer family can't cut anything that wide. It's 12 and it only goes to 11.5. So that's okay. I don't need to cut this out. This is my, I don't need to cut it out. That's this, right? I'm good. I don't need it. But I need it to build on. Okay, so I'm going to go up to arrange and I'm going to send it all the way to the back because it's going to be at the bottom of my pizza. So there's that. I'm going to bring you back in. Okay, that's kind of where I want it. If I really want to be sure that it's in the middle, so I get a better sense of what it's going to look like, I can select both of those. I can come up to align and I can say center. And now Design Space puts that right in the middle. Okay, so I like this. It's kind of glary with that picture. But I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because I want it to fit here as my title. And I want it to be the same as, I don't want all these colors. I'm really matchy-matchy. I'm going to make this the same color as this. So I'm going to come up to Color Sync. I'm going to drag you up to here. All right, that's cool. And by the magic of television or Facebook Live, here is what it looks like if I did it to match this one. You know what? So these guys don't keep moving around. I'm going to pop some adhesive on so these guys stay where I want them. I happen to know that I don't want to glue them all down right now, but I want some of them. All right, so here is Sleepover, right? And I like it, but it kind of blends into the background, right? So I'm thinking, well, if I had a shadow layer, an offset, that might help. So, okay, let's go back in here. Come back to our layers panel so it looks familiar, and we're going to click on this, and we're going to come up to offset. I don't want it quite that big. Now, many of you have done this and think, my offset doesn't work. It's just sitting here. It is, but if you watch the green progress bar that's running up here, you'll see that it's taking it a bit. It's running in the background. So that's a little big for me. I don't want it quite that big. I'm going to shrink that down to like there. See the green stripe running? It's thinking. So when it's done, and this is now, and I can say apply. All right, cool. But I clearly don't want that. I want it the same as this paper. So let's go back up to Color Sync. Now I will tell you, when I did this, I didn't plan it all out ahead of time. I cut each little thing out until I decided that, oh no, I need to add to that. Oh no, I'm going to add something here. And I just kept going back in and adding. Let me show you what happened with the paper while I was doing it though. As I was adding all these things in, there's more to come. This is my one sheet of cardstock. And by measuring and moving it around, I only use this one sheet to get the titles that I'm going to show you, as well as the simple. And the same thing with the white layer, same thing. I moved it all around till I got what I wanted and made sure what I was doing. I didn't cut this all at once. So you don't have to pre-plan it. You can cut it out. So what I did was I cut out the simple, said, okay, yeah, I cut out the title and thought, it's okay, but it's just kind of bleh. It doesn't do it. So I added our offset. And now when I put this on the offset layer, it pops it up much better. And I'm going to pop some foam under these, and it's going to be even better. So, okay, that's cool, but it was at Mimi's, right? I'm Mimi, by the way. All right, so let's go back in here. I went back. Now, I could have just used text again, but I went back into the images, and I said, well, what's Cricut got? And I typed at Mimi's. I don't know. What do they have? Well, it thinks for a minute. Comes up with some weird stuff, but look, it's got Mimi, several things. And I keep scrolling, and I picked this one. Now, it sounds a little weird that I'm thinking the kids are saying I love you, but I'm looking at it as though Mimi said I love you. All right? So I added that to the canvas. Now, where's that going to go? Well, I decided that's going to go over here, but it's a little big. But because I have the 12 by 12 and I have all the pieces, even though I've cut them out already, I can shrink this down to where I want it. Pop this in. Yeah, that's going to work. But again, I'm going to do the reverse with the offset that this one is. So, first of all, let's go to ColorSync. And Mimi is going to be the same as that one. And then I'm going to come over here, offset. And the green line is running. It's thinking. And that's a little big, so I'm going to come down again. I don't tend to like really big offsets. Let it figure it out and apply. Okay, cool. Again, my color's not right. So go to ColorSync, and I move this to the white layer. And then I'm going to tell Cricut, go ahead and make it. Well, magically, I already did. So here is Mimi, I Love You. Same thing. It would show, but not very well. But once I add the offset to it, now I'm ready to, sorry, light just fell down. I'm ready to finish the layout, right? Okay, well then let's test. I needed my journaling somewhere. So I went back and I added a tag, and this tag is going to go right there. So by playing with Design Space and using the tools that Design Space gives us, I was able to get this layout all figured out without a whole lot of aggravation. I had it right here with Design Space, okay? All right, so let's put this together, and then we'll figure out what else we're going to do. So first things first is I don't want this all down. That's why I said I couldn't glue this down yet, because I'm going to tuck it under here. But I can glue this down. I was worried that I had the wrong thing down. So that's going to go there. Let's move you over here, and let's do our photos. All right, so now with this in mind, I'm going to look through and see which photos do I like. I love this one of Rosie. This is Lulu. The colors are perfect. That matches Lulu's jacket. And this is Grace sleeping with Morty. Now the problem with this one is I don't know how that's going to work, but we're going to try it. I could do it this way, but I don't know. That might work too. We'll see. That's the beauty of this. I do like this one. This is Kitty, my reinforcements. This is Papa playing lots of games. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, they're doing a giant puzzle. And then this is Lou in her quiet little corner. So I think I'm going to go with these if I can make this one look right. If not, I have other choices. It does, right? Thank you. I love it. So remember I said they match all the simples. When you go through all the simples in the store, they all, if there is a space for a photo, it's going to match one of these. I wish you could see them better. It's going to match one of these. There's not one that doesn't match, so that you don't have to worry about that. Remember, you could also use these to cut paper. If you are not a matchy-matchy person and you don't want to have to try and figure out, well, what size is it? And it's 1/4 of an 1/8 of a 16th. You don't have to do any of that. You just pop this down. Okay, this is the size I need. Some people like to trace them with a pencil. I hold mine down. So this is just a 4x6 with the little tabs on them that break off, right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to line this up. I think I need a little bit more of the gate, or it looks like she's in a picket fence. But I can see what's going to get left over. I can make sure that I line it up. And then I take my long blade scissors I told you about. And by having a long blade, you only have to make a couple of cuts. It's really easy to get a straight line. If you are someone that likes a Cricut knife, Anne is brave. I get really nervous with that sharp implement, but if you are good with an X-Acto, with a Cricut knife, you can just cut right around it. So there's that, and now I can decide where they're going to go in the layout in a minute. Sometimes these little pieces that you cut off make great embellishments. I usually throw them, but they could. This one's no question. This is, oh, I kind of want some of that crazy ice that we had. This is Lou outside dancing in the snow. We had that crazy ice storm here Friday night into Saturday morning. Is that it? I think so. I've lost track of days. No, that must have been Thursday into Friday, because I had power on Saturday. Anywho, doesn't matter. Everything has all blended together after this weekend. I could not wait to go to bed last night. I was exhausted. And honestly, so was Sarah, their mom, because she said, I'm not doing this again right away. So this is super cute, and I can do this way. And I can get the dog and the popcorn and Lucy. I can get everybody in. You don't really need the Minnie Mouse ball bouncy thing that we had. You don't necessarily need the edge of my couch. Could you have attached the... you absolutely could, Anne. Yep. And if I had designed it ahead of time, I probably would have done that. So the question is, could I have welded these together and cut them all at the same time in Design Space? Absolutely, 100%. I will tell you that my original plan when I sat down to get this ready for tonight was to show you, well, you know, let's just do a simple and that'll be that. But I realized that I do this and I don't necessarily show you. So I decided it was time to show you what I do. So this is going to go like that. We can run into Design Space in a minute and I'll show you how we could do that too. So simple. You take your adhesive, attach your photos. Now I have a double mounted photo without any measuring at all. Everybody fits nice and easy. Right? Super simple. Okay, so we'll save these for the next. Oh, exactly. Nope, the more you do in Design Space, the better it is. And you can use all your Cricut images. So if you have a ton of apparently I can't talk and apply adhesive at the same time. If you have a lot of images that you've purchased, don't think, oh, well, no, I can't. Of course you can use them. They'd be great. Simples are just dying for them. And by leaving the simples simple and more generic, then you can do whatever you want with them. You know, by not making them be specific to an event. For a while, I was doing them where they had titles, and some of them still do. But most of the ones I do now are not like that. All right, I'm going to take my foam tape and my scissors and pop this on here because I want my title to come up. If you are inky, you could add your ink to the edges. That would look kind of cool too. You could add some bling to this title. I am literally a simple scrapper. I don't like a lot of extra. I like my photos to be the center. Oh, I know. They're not hard. They're really not. Especially if you start with a base. And this is like getting a cake mix and then making it your own. Right? Oh, and I was reading, I really didn't have a lot of time to be on Facebook this weekend, trust me. But I was peeking at it at one point, and whoops, I'm going to put you down first. I'm going to put my photos down first so that I know that we're okay. That what I love about this is that I don't have to measure. I can kind of eyeball the distance and get these nice and even. Make sure this is going to fit where I want it, which is right here. Pop you down, and then I'll put my other piece on. I got to leave this open right here because that's where I'm going to stick my tag. Again, you just eyeball it so that you can tell that this looks, there's no measuring needed, there's no 1/4 inches. Don't like it. I don't like things like that. It makes my head hurt. I don't want it to be mathy. I want it to be fun. So seriously, you are going to look like you, where are you going to get Mimi Loves You and Sleepover? And let me show you. Oh, I didn't pop out either. Let me grab this for a second. I left these on here because it was easier than losing them on the table. But see, I can take out these little centers if I want to add to, if you don't like it to look stencily, and you can put those in there if you want. All right, I'm not going to worry about it right now because I need to pay attention. And let's foam you. And then we'll run back into Design Space quick. So you may either plan this all out ahead of time, or maybe not. Maybe you are on the go and you think, well, I don't know. And that's going to be for my journaling right there. One more thing I want to show you though before we go to the next thing. When you put this in your page protector, right? Because you're thinking, well, how am I going to get to that journaling? Right? How's that going to work? All right. This is a flip flap from Close to My Heart. The coolest things in sliced bread. These little thingies go just like this, right? Or they go on the top. So if I take this one, put my flip flap here, I can put my journaling down in the flap. So I could flip this over and see my photo, or I could do the reverse of that. I could have put my journaling here and then put my photo in the flip flap, and then you would lift up the flip flap and there your journaling would be. These give you so much more flexibility. Super easy. You also can take Anne's Cricut knife and put a little slice right here and then tuck your flag in through the outside. Make sure you have a ribbon to pull it out if you want to read it. Okay, there's that. Penny, no, it will not. It will not. I might have to write on both sides. I might need 2 tags. It was a blast. We really had fun, but holy moly, I was tired. I'm still tired today. All right, so let's go back in here for a second and let's play with this a little bit. Maybe if we open this up. Okay. Hi, Marion. So let's play with this a little. So we are going to take this and we're going to ungroup it. Let's come back to the layers panel because we want to get to the shadow. That's the one we want to work with. I'm going to take you and slide you over here. I'm going to take you and slide you over here, and you and slide you over here. Now, the only issue that we're going to have, Anne, if we do this, is we're going to end up with all one color, which is fine. So I could do this. We're not going to get, what I'm saying is, let me come back, let me take this out of here. So what I did here is I reversed it. I did the offset in the, I should know what its name is, but I never do. I did the offset in the dark color, and I did the title in the white, and here I flipped it. If I'm going to put them all together, then I'm going to end up doing them all in one color because Cricut only can cut one color at a time. Works fine though. All right, so what we're thinking is we're going to bring this in, make sure we overlap just a little. And we're going to bring this and make sure we overlap just a little. We're going to take this pink out of the way. How did I end up with 2 of you? Put you right here. Okay. And then we're going to select all of this. And we're going to weld. Super simple. Then we're going to take this. Let's come back. Put this on here. I want you to see what it looks like. Bring this to the front. Right? So this one I'm going to need to change. So go into Color Sync and bring you up here. Bring you to the front. So it would definitely work absolutely fine. And bring you to the front. So then, when I go back to my layers panel, remember you have to turn this off or Cricut gets all kinds of cranky, and say make it, it's going to send it on over. Instead of having to, I kind of did this in 3 or 4 stages because I wasn't sure what I wanted. It's going to cut out the background all one piece, almost working like a puzzle backing. So you just pop your layouts where you want them. This is our simple, and then it wants to put this on 2 separate sheets, but I know that it'll cut out of one paper. So watch this. I click on you and say move it, and I want to move it to this one. And I'm going to bring you down here, and I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to say, nope, move that too, and confirm. And as long as they're not overlapping, I can cut these all in one load of the mat. So now I'm going to load this one, going to load this one, and this one will just go away because there's nothing on it. So 2 loads of my mat will give me the full layout, this shadow placement layer, and then the top layer. All right? Super simple, but yet doesn't look super simple. Looks like we've got these crazy detailed layouts. We let Cricut do the work. And we are, whoops, I don't have my tag. And we are ready to go. Right? And then I can add bling and embellishments, extra things. The girls did a lot of coloring and drawing when they were here, so I could add some of their artwork to it. Lots of fun stuff. All right, so remember, go here. Be sure that you check this out. I upload it on YouTube too. Be sure that you subscribe on YouTube and follow me so that you will always see these. There's also a free class in the classroom. It's in the store, Kathy. It's in the store under free. Okay. The class that Kathy's asking about is there is a monthly membership where I pop everything in. And that is where she was wondering if I put it in there. I can put it in there too for you. It's not in there now, but I can do that. Oh, Penny, congratulations. Well, you've got a lot of photos to get going. That's awesome. Good to know. All right, everybody. Have an awesome night. This is the free one. Yep. And I used, the things that I used were under access too, so they didn't cost me extra. So they're Cricut images, but yeah. Okay, have a great night, you guys. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.